came all the way to Iceland.
We came all...
And this is what we came here to... Whee! What have we been defended against?
We have been defended against cold weather, icy windshields. We've been defended against snowy roads.
Cold butts?
We have not been defended against gas prices.
Hi, welcome back to the Addicted Motors YouTube channel. My name is Troy, and today we're in Iceland to drive one of these pieces of junk. Whee! Defender. And it's green, and we'll get into why we're here and what we're doing, but first it's like 0 degrees and freezing. Let's see if this thing starts. Oh, it doesn't even lock. Okay, well, I'll check back in a second. Just want to get in the back of the car. I can't get in the back of the car. This is not starting well. Oh, you get in the front of the car, just not the back of the car. What? Yeah, I know, but I just want to get in the back, but apparently it's already broken. I was gonna do like a full intro, but it's too cold, I think. Okay, so it does work. And Cindy looks like she's all excited for me to... All right, let's go. Come on, come on. You can do it. Whew. 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 Okay, we're gonna do the intro again. Welcome back. And now that we're slightly situated, I'll explain to you why I'm in Iceland for a week. So Justin from Lucky8 Offroad invited us out here and put together an awesome 6-day, pretty much circumnavigation tour of the whole island country, if you want to call it that, of Iceland. And we're pretty excited to be here, Cindy and I. It's her birthday, it's Valentine's Day. We rented a green Defender, I think it's a 2-liter diesel hybrid. We're gonna be living out of this basically for the next week. This is gonna be more, I think, of my impressions of living with a new Defender than it is a tourist guide for Iceland, but we're gonna sprinkle some of that in there. It's currently 6:30 in the morning. It's currently -5 degrees Celsius, and this thing's got 93,000 kilometers on it. So I know nothing. It's dark. Can't even really see the truck. I don't know where we're going. I don't even have cell phone service, but welcome back. We're doing another video. So our first test, because Cindy's phone will have service and mine won't, is how quick can you connect a car to the Land Rover CarPlay system, because we don't own modern cars and we don't really do this. So luckily, as we sit here, there's a connect phone button.
Well, mine's still thinking. Oh, there we go.
8 o'clock in the morning, it's still completely dark, and this is the Blue Lagoon Hotel. Again, the filming is not great, but it is kind of epic to come over these flat landscapes, which remind me of Kansas or Colorado, and then see this off in the distance. Kind of like a James Bond movie, except in Iceland. All right, so we've got the truck, we've got a hotel. We're only gonna be in the Reykjavik area in the Blue Lagoon for one night. And after that, we're going to take off and again circumnavigate pretty much the entirety of the island of Iceland. The truck they've given us is, I think that's a 2023 or 2022 Defender 2-liter diesel mild hybrid. We're still getting used to playing with the controls and whatnot, but I think it's kind of the perfect car to do a trip like this. Iceland's got a pretty kind of diverse and very Spartan landscape, and it's gonna be pretty cool. We're doing this with a group of Land Rover enthusiasts, so there's gonna be probably 7 or 8 Defenders in this group. And you know, I wouldn't have done this trip if it wasn't pre-planned for me. I know what Iceland is and what people do as far as van camping and the sightseeing that can occur here, but the fact that somebody like Justin put this together and created an itinerary that all we had to do is kind of show up and rent things and kind of kick off the trip is pretty awesome, and we're kind of excited just to kind of tag along and enjoy the landscape. You know, this is Cindy and I's first trip without the kids, so we're looking forward to it. All right, well, we just stopped to get some sweet treats because that's what you do here. And I'm trying to get the driving vibe from this country and kind of like the handle on the type of car and driver in Iceland, because I don't know, it's not really a documented thing. And you know what? Well, everyone is following the rules for the most part. Everyone's obviously on studded snow tires. There's a lot of estate wagons. There's a lot of Land Rovers, a lot of D5s. a few Evokes, not many Defenders, but the D5 seems to be pretty popular over here. And so are Volvos. So I think that the diversity of the cars is a little greater than I was expecting. And a lot of new stuff. I've not seen anything old, which is pretty popular, I think. Well, anytime you go to Europe, for the most part, unless you're in the south of France or something, you see a lot of new cars. Come on, Cindy. Cindy's too busy stuffing her face with sweet treats.
Seed bread.
Seed bread, yeah. I'm currently just circling fucking roundabout now because, okay, when we got here, there was no sun. The sun doesn't come up till 9, and now the sun is up and there's no mountains. There's none to disrupt it at all. So it is so bright you can't see, or you can't even see the screen. But now, on the main kind of highway areas, we're just in the Reykjavik area. You know, in front of also feel out the speed vibes on the highway. You know, like, what are we doing? We're doing 20 kilometers over, 10 kilometers over. You know, how are we driving here? And you know, I've seen a lot of guys running radar detectors. Apparently, the cops here, and I have not seen a cop car, but there's been on the apps, you know, reported radar sightings. So if you come to Iceland, you're gonna do a lot of driving. Yeah, it looks like you can bring a radar detector on. It doesn't seem like it's illegal, and people are going about 20 kilometers over the posted speed limit. So that seems pretty much in line with the States. But other than that, it is pretty normal. Obviously, you're driving on the right-hand side of the road. The road signing and markings are fairly similar to the U.S., so there's really no acclimation period needed. Also, I haven't seen a lot of speed cameras or anything yet. I'll know when I get back and I receive a couple tickets, but so far, pretty normal. What were you going to say?
They like the roundabouts.
I like the roundabouts because, well, it's Europe.
I know. Make sure you know how to do a roundabout for a burger.
Well, yeah. Everyone should do it.
Not everyone knows how to do a roundabout.
Nice job. So a bit of a change of plan. We just got a call from the rental car company that we have the wrong Defender. We were supposed to get a different Defender that wasn't green and that was white and that was reserved for the group. So we are driving back to get another Defender, which is fine because it feels like I've been up for 48 hours, but it's only like 11:30. And I'll tell you what, this sun can go away. I think I'd rather be dark because it's just blinding at whatever angle it is. So we're gonna go get another Defender. This one definitely has a little bit of a clunk or a knock in one of the ball joints. The air suspension feels fine, but every time I hit bumps, there's something crunching up there. So not totally mad about it. Hopefully this one is in a little better condition because we are gonna be in it for the next 7 days straight. So yeah, we'll be in another color in about 20 minutes. Another odd Iceland road thing is when I'm in the left lane and I'm not crossing the line. Let's say I'm just kind of outside of the rut. Look at all that dust it throws up. I don't know what that is, but it's pretty impressive. It's a lot. You can always tell if a car, anything bigger that's kind of, like I'm not on the line, I'm just there and it looks like I'm rolling cold. All right, here's the new one. It's exactly the same. So I guess it was the big snafu because both of those had to be swapped. I'm not the only one. And this one, has less miles. This one has a hybrid, so I guess the other one wasn't a hybrid. I don't know. We're just gonna move it. That one's got a sticker on it. What else does this one have? It's black. Which one do you like better?
This one's colder at the moment, so grab the other one.
All right, well, let's try the white one. All right, but this does feel very James Bond. When you've got smoke coming up with the ground with exposed aluminum pipes and circular warehouses and whatnot, you just go ding, 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 ding. You know, you get the whole thing's going on. Volcanic eruptions. Woo. Oh, it is warm. Ooh, the lagoons. Oh, no. Happy birthday, Cindy. This may sound a little bit corny, but I've never plugged in an electric car, and I feel like it's not a big deal. But I went to go plug in this plug-in hybrid Defender and thought to myself, I've never plugged in a car before. So don't know. I'm gonna plug in a car if I can get this open. So here we go. The hybrid battery system here has no voltage, so this might give us a head start on tomorrow. And it's blinking, so I guess it's charging, so that'll give us a little oomph to get us going in the morning. All right, it's day 1 or day 2. I finally slept last night. Woke up to all the Land Rovers out front, outside. I'm gonna unplug mine, I guess. All right, so this actually charged up 39 kilometers of range. Good thing it's charging forever. Let me out. Let me out. All right, that was weird. It makes sense though, it was locked. So it was locked in there, so not an EV car guy. All right, but yeah, 100% of range. Don't really care about it, but it'll maybe warm up a little quicker. But I'm not probably gonna hit any other charging stations the whole time we're out here, so. Advantages to having a Land Rover in Iceland. Heated windshield, heated seats, heated things. Yeah, it's -7 Celsius out here, so, you know, it's chilly. Now, today I actually feel like a little bit more of a real person. Yesterday I had not slept for 24 hours, missed the Northern Lights. We had to go to the Blue Lagoon, paddled around in there. It was pretty interesting. Yeah, that place is pretty cool. Like, obviously, it exists on the internet. You know what it is. You might think it's corny, but very much worth checking out. I think it was 150 bucks. You can spend a larger amount of time there. So this is like an adventure drive, except with Land Rovers probably going mostly the speed limit the whole time. So the crew is mounted up. And we're gonna.
That's the one in there. That's. Do you want me to reset it so we don't plug it in the one?
The Icelandic fire truck. Cool views leaving this morning.
Icelandic fisherman boat, maybe.
And I guess I've been running on battery power because I'm already depleted about a fifth of the battery, so that's interesting as well. Of course, running all the heat and stuff doesn't really help, but
so you're saying
also take note of these sweet big rigs. Man, they're pretty classy. They got lights, grill guards, some Volvo somethings. Not bad. So, laser cruise is working. Well, I guess the engine's cutting on and off. And actually, it's working very well. Like I said, first time using laser cruise, first time plugging in a vehicle. I know these things are probably mainstays that most people are used to doing every day. I'm not. So, I'm entertained playing with the buttons and the settings and the features. And yeah, I don't know. You know, it just makes it more of a game. It's less about driving than just messing with things. And now, I haven't really talked about the car itself for most of this trip because, again, it's about the car, it's about the trip, it's about the experience. But let's get back to the car. Now that we're in the car that we're actually going to be taking on the full trip, it is a 2-liter hybrid, plug-in hybrid Defender. This is a newer model. This is probably a 24 or 25. It's the UI is a little bit different. And it's definitely less kilometers and a little newer. There's no clunks, but it drives well. Now, is this a good car to do this in? Yes. Is it one of the more expensive cars to do this trips in? Yes. Do you need this car to do this trip in? Absolutely not. We're doing this for the effect. We've got maybe 10 white Defenders in a convoy going across Iceland. It looks pretty cool. It'll make some good photo ops, but if you're going to come out here and do this, you don't need a Defender. There's also a few other rental options. You could get a Defender Sport. You can get a LR or a D5. So you have a lot of other options. As far as how it drives, like I said, you don't need power or anything out here. You're just doing 90 kilometers an hour for pretty much the whole time. It does drive fairly big. And it's comfortable, you know. It's just it drives like any, to me, modern car. It doesn't really set itself apart in any way, besides the fact that it looks good and looks proper out here in this volcanic tundra, if you want to call it that. The landscape's very pretty. The sun is out here beating. The sun doesn't really come up till 9 o'clock. This is when we left. So it'll probably be longer days and then sleeping in a little bit longer to still adjust for the time gap. But you know, it's I'm driving a modern car across a volcanic landscape, and that's pretty neat. I've also never rented a car, like a nice car, for a trip, so this is a little bit odd, you know, getting into not the smallest Econo box that's running at like 5,000 RPM with a 1.2 two-cylinder little engine. So kind of a different experience, at least on my end. So look, that's the little icon. Oh man, you can't film in a Defender because of the heated windshield. Yeah, but those are horses.
Thank you, Troy.
That's it. That's all I got. We stopped to look at the horses. There they are. Oh, I hate us right now. We have like pulled over to look at these horses in the most touristy fashion you can think of. Just like a bunch of people in Land Rovers on a tourist island that jumped out to look at horses. So I'm gonna not look at horses. Oh, already broken? We're just looking at it. I think you're just looking at it. You gotta look at it every once in a while. You just gotta look at it. We're looking at it. All right, so did you break it?
No, look at it.
Oh, I was just looking at it.
Look at this.
Oh, it got eaten?
It's like something's been eating the hell out of it.
Well, luckily it's this and not this.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's the V6, right?
No, that's this 4-cylinder.
Is
I think
it
these
the
are
four?
all 2-liter. I was trying to, I was making a video, I'm like, I think this is just an observation. The land here is so low that there's a ship that's probably 100 kilometers, 100 miles away on the horizon over there. Like, pretty interesting. Oh yeah, there's this waterfall that I think we're going to over here. Yeah, can't really see it, but we also accidentally passed everybody because everyone's driving very slowly. So we did that. So now we're in the front.
Yep.
Taking a left on Perschmergver. Cindy and I were talking about how we both can't even like type these words in the things because it's too much. Can't do it. Perschmergver. But it is cool. Every good time you go over one of these bridges, it's all kind of the snow melt and whatnot by the volcanic soil. It's always getting sucked out to the ocean. So it is pretty. It is amazingly pretty here. But it's just everything is very nice and sterile and clean and put together. And, it's something that I think I'll appreciate more after the fact, that I'm not surrounded with it, than I will while I'm actually here observing it. So it's also tough to take pictures because the landscapes are so far out there and whatnot. The phone doesn't do a great job of capturing it. And busts of tourists. What are these tourists? Oh, this is my kind of tourist thing. You don't even have to get out of your car. You just kind of see it. We saw it coming. We're like, oh, that looks interesting. Guess we're going to drive up to that. And here we are. Also, like every car here is a rental car at any of these spots. And pretty much most of the cars that are on the main road that goes around the island are rental cars. And went through a lot of colors. So a lot of the same palette of color. This guy's way up there. What are you doing up there, buddy? Drop her down. What are you doing? How's the waterfall?
It was beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Yeah. So found a bit of gravel road, and I think that's where the air suspension and whatnot, suspension tuning on these trucks really stands out. Not a lot of vibrations in the steering wheel, and the air suspension really, it does a very good job of absorbing the small bumps and undulations and inconsistencies. But it is a little darty and unsettled on the larger bumps and whatnot, which is absolutely fine. Like I went over it great, felt that a little bit more, but. The terrain out here is not, again, we didn't rent these to go off-roading or anything like that. That's just not, what the the itinerary is for this Icelandic journey. They're not into letting groups wander off the main tracks for good reason. A lot of it is private property, but it is kind of fun to shoot off on a side road every now and then, just kind of see what's going on. And that's what we've tried to do a couple times, but still pretty out here. All right, let's go.
It's up to you, babe. You want to know the vehicle.
Oh yeah.
Stop pumping. Get that footage.
I got that footage. Now I gotta tell the group. So now we're at a black sand beach. It's a black sand beach. That kind of looks like a phallic object. And apparently there's big waves in Iceland. Look at that wave. Real big. Ready? Yeah. I'm gonna get into this one, might be a little bigger. Oh yeah, that one's getting bigger. A lot of people out here. So I have not been taking a lot of pictures and video of the Icelandic trucks, but that's a big old boy. That's the biggest boy. That one's big. Seen some big ones, self-inflating tires, all that, but that's the biggest boy. Big old boy. All right, so we started there in that pointer.
We flew in here.
Where are we
Stayed
now?
here. Now we are here.
Here, so that's one day. So it's funny, we're looking at all the, the Icelandic trucks and stuff. Where are they going? Where are they? And they're probably going there, and there, and there, and there. So, zooming out with Iceland about the size of Kentucky, it kind of shows you, I guess we really did only do like 3 hours of driving today, but why you need time to do the whole thing? Good morning. It is day 2 of travel here in Iceland. And we are in Vik, which is on, I guess, the southern tip portion of the island. We're not really far into the actual driving portion of the journey, but today we're going to fuel up. We're going to head west, I believe, to an ice cave and the glaciers, because we haven't seen any of that kind of snowy part of Iceland because we've been along the coast. So a lot more driving today. We're going to fuel up. We used about half a tank of gas so far. Which is, we haven't really gone that far, so this is going to be more of a test, more of a driving day. So we're going to kick that off. Awesome stay in the hotel last night, and hopefully we'll see some frozen stuff soon. All right, so day 2 is underway. We're on our way to a glacier.
Stop saying that.
It's a glacier. No, it's an ice cave somewhere, I guess northwest. We've got the full lineup of rovers behind us. Our little P200 is kind of still putzing along. It does deplete the battery very quickly, and I'm trying to do the battery saver to play with the buttons, right? Because when you have a hybrid, that's what you do. You just play with the buttons and you drive along. But it doesn't really want to charge or save battery, so we're just going to stop playing with that for now. But no, today should be more of a doing things day. Again, this trip is about driving, but it's the driving to these interesting locations, and we happen to be in Defenders to make it interesting because that's the theme of this trip. So I might actually get some footage and whatnot of where we're going. Again, it's not a travel vlog, but I kind of want to document it a little bit. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned for day 2.
Day 3.
Day 3. No, it's really day 2 of driving.
Sure.
The first day didn't count. We didn't sleep and we weren't people.
Blue Lagoon.
Blue Lagoon. I'm also not gonna lie, I'm kind of jealous of the little dusters that are all over the place. It seems like a pretty sweet little way to navigate around here. They've got good clearance, 4x4, kind of all the things that you need. I mean, look, that clearance is almost taller than we are, minus the air suspension, right? So it's not a terrible option out here. And also probably a third of the price. So yeah, Duster's not a bad choice if you're gonna come roaming around out here. All right, so we're getting close to glaciers. I know, it's more fun to say it like that. They're off in the bluish distance there. All these little access roads just seem to be blocked, so you really can't get up close. But nope, that's a glacier up behind me, so we are getting into it. Now, that's something we were told yesterday is we should have really appreciated the sunny weather. Not that this isn't kind of a cool climate for what we're doing as well, but the fact that you can still see is nice, but it is a little cold, a little snow, so the visuals are pretty neat. You know, it's a cool place. It's just so much that you're trying to take in that you kind of take it for granted, all the cool views that you're just constantly passing in a car. So it's starting to get a little cooler. We just passed the glacier. It's snowing a little bit. It's cold enough that the mist of the rainy snow is icing on the windshield. So it's a good thing where the Defender comes in handy with the heated windshield. Heat it up, wipes right off. You're not using all your wiper fluid. No other real driving updates. I finally figured out how to use the laser cruise, I guess, more correctly. You just kind of almost drive. Well, not hands-free, but without your feet on the pedal. It's very useful in a driving scenario like this where you're just kind of in a line, following the car in front of you. There's not really much else to go. So, I don't know, maybe we'll get some snowy roads and slick conditions. We are entertained by the bonging of the overspeed alarm that I keep forgetting to try to figure out how to disable, but I'm sure you can't. So we're just going to listen to that for the next 4 or 5 days. So it's pretty exciting. Bit of terrain change, a little weather change. Remember, it was sunny yesterday. Now it is windy and snowing. So, you know, a little very, Iceland, right? Now I feel like you're in Iceland. But awesome view with the Defenders and the white and the blowing snow. This is like optimal JLR marketing conditions, right? Where you're not actually diving through real snow. You're just blanketed in the warmth of the technology and the heated steering wheel and the heated windshield and, you know, just motoring along. This is prime Defender weather. Snow entrance into the Glacier Park. Glacier Park. All right, oh, there's a seal. There's some ice. Oh look, there's some seals over there. Well, now we're in Iceland. Look at that. That is Iceland. There's the land. There's the ice. All right, I guess we are doing one of these puppies. Not that puppy, this puppy. Shoo! All right. Big puppy. Like doing the, what do we got here? We got check engine light, we've got ABS light, we've got dip light beam, We've got lane keep assist and visit workshop. Got the whole van. It's a stickle. All right.
Yeah, right here.
Really, really warm.
It's actually colder in Virginia right now than it is
I
here.
believe so.
Yeah.
And even where I'm from, which is Spain.
Starting to think this place is a joke. It's a lie.
Oh my God! Yeah, guys, you actually came one of the worst days, I think, because I think all China.
Yeah. Oh,
is
it's
empty.
Yeah, exactly.
Chinese New Year.
China is empty. Normally, when it's okay weather, we just use the 36s.
Yeah.
Inches tires.
Yeah.
Of course. And when it's snow, we use mostly these ones, the 40, 43, 46.
Okay.
But we are so many today. We are so many guides, so many tours in each departure that we need basically all the cars.
Okay.
Ah.
So we just like to have the big one over here.
Okay.
So you just could be in a regular band.
Yeah. but yeah, normally we, the bigger ones, they're used specifically for snow conditions.
Yeah. Okay.
Because especially the area that we're gonna go, which is over there, we see very well.
Yeah.
It collects a lot of wind-blown snow.
Oh, the drifts.
Yeah, so it's very tricky sometimes to go through them.
So this is it not normally this busy then? Or is this just?
That's a glacier. Have you been driving around and having some views today or yesterday?
Yep. Right here. Yep.
And what did you see? You saw some tongues or some outlet glaciers coming down, right?
Down. Yep.
So if you have a little image in your head of Iceland, you've seen few white dots, right? So today we are in...
Right, we did the ice caves. It's very cold, it's very windy. They're not really caves. It's like little ice holes. The ice itself is interesting. That's all I got. I took some pictures. It was freezing. It's a cool drive down there. We probably spent more time talking to the lovely guide about the vehicle that we were traversing the road in. It was a cool lifted Mercedes Sprinter van, probably on an F-250 chassis with high and low range and a turbo diesel 3-liter maybe. But it's pretty interesting. They're talking about all the maintenance schedules and stuff the trucks have to deal with and the tire inflation systems and everything like that. So apparently when it gets icy and whatnot, you do need trucks of that stature. So we talked cars and I found that interesting, more interesting than the ice, but it's not for everybody. Now we are rovering to the glacier. So one advantage of having 9 or 10 matching defenders is we do look like our own tour group. And we did verify that it is legal and okay to go down this road, but tourists don't really do it due to the vehicle restraints. But again, we've got Defenders, we've got studded snow tires and all the fun things that goes along with all that, so it's really no problem. This road is not a challenge, but with most of the other terrain isolated, not available, you know, for off-roading or soft-roading or overlanding at this point of the year in Iceland, this is fun. We get a good photo op, and it's part of a little bit of the adventure here, so it's a good change of pace. And look, the snow that you saw before is not here. It's literally only snowing in the parking lot where we just came from, so the little microclimates are pretty wild. But look at this view. That's the heated windshield, but look at this view. Oh, gotta roll the window down. Yeah. I didn't really film the glacier when I was in the other van because it was too cold, but the seat of my heated seat, I'm doing pretty good. Ready to go. All right, got to do a shot for the gram here and not get run over by locals, but pretty epic shot, right? Glaciers, rovers, an accident potentially. Oh.
I didn't get the insurance.
I didn't get the insurance either.
No.
Hello, my rover friends. It's fucking cold outside. Why are we doing this?
I have no idea.
That looks cool. Shit is way too cold. This guy's trying to get in the picture. We're like, dude, get out of here. It's -7 degrees. We're trying to take this one picture. Morning, welcome back to day 3 of our Iceland adventure. We're at this little port town on the eastern shore of Iceland. I can't remember the town name, but this sweet fishing boat just showed up last night. So literally quaint little fishing town. Cool hotel, good breakfast, decent dinner. A lot of driving today. Again, we don't have any major stops, so we're just gonna do a little bit of DIY adventure. This is the farthest north that I think this team has been previously, so it's going to be kind of figured out to make your own adventure type of day to day. So we'll see what we get into, but excited to hit the journey. Filled up the Defender. I don't know what the fuel mileages we're getting. The electric system is kind of annoying. It always just shuts off even with the keys in it and whatnot. So it's really hard to warm this truck up. I guess there's something going on, but I didn't turn it off, put it in park, and the car's off now. So that's pretty annoying, especially in these cold temperatures. But I don't know, that boat's cool. Cool boat. I like that boat. Yeah, everything here is very picturesque. Very pretty. Do give the locals credit. The farther you get from the civilization, which really isn't much of civilization, they do drive like we do, like kind of wild, which is fun. They got places to be, and there's no one monitoring them. He wanted to see the duck boats. I wanted to see the abandoned P-38 that we just found. We came all the way to Iceland. And this is what we came here to see. Look at this bad boy. See, but this is a proper P-38 because it's just a parts car. The door handle's been taken, so it's actually, they've got it rigged. An Icelandic P-38, there you go. Not much left on it, but it's kind of met the fate that every P-38 does, just a backlot. I guess these are cool too. I feel like I don't want to take an ocean voyage in one of these. So yeah, don't look down because we are going up, up, up. Really hard to capture it, but we found some interesting roads to go check out. So that's what we're doing right now.
Terrifying. 2 hands on steering wheel, bud.
2 hands on steering wheel. Nah. How did he die? Selfies. Talk about awesome contrast. Looks like an old type of mine or quarry. And you've got the kind of the snowy peaks on the one side, and the ocean's down there. So good scenery. This mountain. It's very cold. It's too cold to be doing this. But there's good views at least. Yeah, it's what's here. What are you doing, Iceland? You drive around, you look for good views, and we found some. Kind of on the top of the thing here. Land Rovers. Where's Ed? Fuck you, Ed. It's too damn cold, man. Whee. Pretty cool spot we found. This road parallels the main road, and you're kind of down here at the beach. It's also on the map, so it seems legal. There's cars going out there. There's frozen ice. Yeah, this is neat. Really cool being down here by the ocean. The landscape here, there's so much visibility that we have gotten separated from the group. We found a couple other trails, but I can see them on the horizon. It's like we're intercepting the James Bond fleet of defenders in Skyfall or something. Like, yeah, gotta intercept the convoy, but with these views. Frozen lake.
Frozen mountain.
Last defender in the group, you get the look of shame. Shame. All right, time to go. So I haven't done any defender update recently. A few things I've also picked up on. One, the powertrain, this 2-liter, is completely silent. There's no distinguishable engine noise unless you go full throttle, even at speed 60, 70. It's extremely quiet. It doesn't make pretty much any noise. Even if I'm on EV saver mode, where it strictly does not cycle back and forth between the EV power plant and the petrol engine. So it's smooth, it's quiet, it's efficient. If you didn't know there are more powerful variants out there, then this would be absolutely fine. I'm not sure in the States whether this configuration is offered or popular or even sold, or if it's sold and then canceled or whatnot. Because most people I know, if they have a 4-liter, it's just a 4-liter, probably doesn't have the hybrid capability. So, this might not be relevant, this feedback for anyone else. But like I said, it's fine. If this was the only engine option, you're coming from an older 110 or 90, this would feel like a supercar. And it does, adequately put the power down and get you where you need to be. And maintain speed up elevation and whatnot. The other thing about Iceland is if you're on the ring road, you're not really traversing a whole lot of crazy elevation as you would in like New Ireland or France or Spain or the West Coast or anything like that. So you're just kind of, going around, at the base of these mountains along the outer ring of the island, which again, this car is perfectly suitable and capable for. So, yeah, it allows you to do what you need to do, be comfortable, and sit 4 people, and motor along, in a semi-efficient sense. I'm not going to calculate what the gas mileage is, but we use about half a tank a day. Like I said, the island's the size of Kentucky-ish, so you don't need this much time to get around it, but you want to save enough time to, stop and see some things. Well, that was the longest tunnel ever, and the craziest part is because it was so white and snowy leading up to it, you didn't really even see it coming. I think it was like 6 kilometers, but also traveling 70 kilometers an hour, usually you're hustling through it a lot quicker, but pretty neat, onwards. My camera doesn't shoot very well through the windshield, but pretty neat, and more often in the mountains. This is really cold. It's really cold. All right, day 4 or 5, and it's snowing a little bit. Got to pop on the heated windshield and the heated steering wheel. And more kind of irks about this car, right? Every time I get out of it, even if I leave the keys in it and then on, if I open and close the door, the car turns off. I mean, I know it's a hybrid, I know it's electric. I guess it kind of still heats the seats and maybe blows a little bit of warm air, but like if you're jumping out of the car, let's say you're off-roading with this hybrid setup and you're getting out to look at the trail or do something or help, every time you get out of the car and close the door, even if the keys are in it, it turns itself off. You need to get back and restart it, reset your settings, and do the whole thing over and over again. And if you're doing a trip like this where you're constantly getting in and out, it does get annoying, and it just makes it feel like you don't own the setup or anything in the car. Maybe you can program that out. It's not an auto stop. It's not auto stop start. It's just, it's a conservation thing. I don't know, but it's driving me nuts, especially when you're trying to warm the car up in these cold morning temperatures. He's trying to do things, and I'm over here like, let's see what these studded snow tires do for emergency braking. What? And pretty impressive. Not that this is slippery snow. This is just kind of normal snow, but no wheel slip on takeoff, and braking is very even. I mean, that's like just normal driving. So we're gonna hit snow today, so the road's gonna be snowy, so it's good to get a feel for what this setup is. You don't want to be overconfident, but you know, people live like this and they're pretty used to it, and we're not. So Defender plus studded snow is pretty impressive. What have we been defended against?
We have been defended against cold weather, icy windshields. We've been defended against snowy roads.
Cold butts?
We have not been defended against gas prices, filling up the engine, the gas tank every single day.
It's only half a tank too.
Where's the cloud and where is the mountain?
So yeah, headed east still. This is the scenery. Again, heated windshield. I can't really do much for capturing out without sticking my hand out the window, but it is wild. There's just so much visibility. I think that's what kind of gets you. It's kind of like being in the western part of the U.S., except it's usually not snow covered. You have the kind of pink sky, and yeah, it's you definitely feel like you're in a different place. I think that's what these trips are about. Do you feel like you are in Iceland? Yes, I feel like I'm in Iceland. So that's really the only box that needs to be checked. Good day for
Good thing we're not skiing.
for some fog lights. There it is. Now, the phone makes it look like there's a lot of visibility, but in reality, it's picking. The phone's doing better than I am. It's pretty blustery out here. And it's been like this for like 20 minutes, which is pretty neat. And all this snow doesn't really stick, so it doesn't stick on the road, but it also doesn't stick around us, so it's just blowing around. And if you look up, it's actually blue sky, but it's Iceland, and definitely feels like not Colorado. So, really out there. One of the roads is closed, so we're kind of going inland, which is the elevation I think is really causing all the snowfall and everything. But definitely feels like Iceland now. Trucks are doing great. It is good to have traction control and management, whatnot, when you're kind of flying along a snowy, cold, icy road, because there's nothing out here. There's no police stations. We found this one kind of bathroom station, which is about an hour and a half from anything, and we're still heading upwards northeast, so there's still nothing up there. Oh man, well, that's been there for a while, so lunch. It's like a drive-through. It's right there.
I know.
I'll have the brown one.
I'll have the eating one.
Yeah, that's been actually yeah.
Helps that there's water. All right, welcome back. Travel day 5, our last driving day in Iceland, and you're probably asking yourself, Troy, you're tired of driving around yet? And not really. I think, honestly, because that is the activity that people come to Iceland to do. You drive around the whole island, and that's what we're doing. So it's not like you could be doing this differently. I think we might be doing it, I wouldn't say better. It's definitely more expensive than doing the rent a van and drive around and camp thing. But it's still pretty enjoyable, and you're doing the same thing that everyone else is doing. It's funny, we've been passing and getting passed by the same groups and cars and people for the last week and a half or week and a day at this point. And yeah, I mean, that's what everyone's kind of doing, the same thing. You will be happy to know that I figured out how to semi-defeat the binging and the bogging from the overspeed warnings. There is a nice little button on the dash that you just click 3 times and it goes away. Apparently it's not that hard to do, but I had to ask you some questions. But we just stayed, what town did we just stay in? And, well, I don't remember what the town is. It is a northeasternly town. It's actually the second biggest town in Iceland, and it's a ski town. We did a sauna because we didn't think that the ski mountain was actually a ski mountain. And we found out that it was actually a ski mountain. So if you're doing this trip and you like to ski, it's not a huge mountain, but it would have been nice to say we went skiing in Iceland. They close at 7. We thought there was going to be night skiing. Didn't get to accomplish night skiing, but maybe next time. But as far as drive time goes, today is our longest drive time day, 5.5-ish hour, pretty much shooting straight back to Reykjavik. Down out of the mountains, and the sun is coming up, and there's some awesome views all around. Definitely more trees on the side of the island, still not that much wildlife, and still traveling with a pack of defenders. Car's still doing fine. I don't know. It's defended us. So I've done a lot of talking. Now, Cindy, you've been sitting in a car with me driving around Iceland for 6 days now. Is it what you thought it would be?
I honestly thought it would be more driving.
Right.
We haven't had that much drive time. Iceland itself is gorgeous. Every day has been very different, and in a weird way, we started the trip off going to the Blue Lagoon, which was awesome. And that almost seems like a lifetime ago because everything's been very dramatically different. Now we're in a snowy wonderland. That's not how we started off when we first got in. It was still dark. The sun hadn't risen yet, so it was hard to see the landscapes. When it first came up, everything was black and volcanic rock, and it looked like we were on a different planet, which was not what I was expecting. And then now we're in Narnia, so there's snow everywhere, the sun's coming up, the sky is pink and blue.
Ooh, L222.
Yeah, Troy's found every single rover on the island so far, which has been a fun little activity for him. But Iceland's been great. The food has been one of the biggest surprises for me. Everything I've eaten has been delicious. If you like fish, this is the best place to come that I've ever been to get some nice fresh fish. There's been times when, because we are traveling such a big group, we'll go to a restaurant and they won't have enough food for us, so they'll run out to the fishing boat or whatever and come back in, and 5 minutes later there's all this fresh fish. So that's been, if you're a foodie, this is a really fun place to go. It is expensive, but it is delicious.
Yeah, every meal is over $100 US for 2 people, probably more around 150 depending if you have drinks or not. But it's all worth it. Everything, you don't feel like you're wasting the money, and obviously it's a stretch to get ingredients and things here if it's not produced here, so it makes sense why the prices are higher. It's not just, it is what it is.
But it's been a lot of lamb.
Fish.
A lot of fish. Those have been like the 2 things on every single menu. Every menu is not big. It's usually about 4 items on the menu, and one thing's always lamb and one thing's always fish. So if you like those 2 things, this is a good place to go. That's my take on Iceland.
And well, I guess the interesting other take would be, not that I've been here in the summertime in the warm months, but I don't know if it has the same effect in the summer as it does the winter. You're only circumnavigating, 25% of the actual landmass of the island. There's not roads everywhere that like you're used to in other places. If you look at a map of Iceland, there's like 7 roads that lead inland, and they're not open in the winter months. So, you could explore more by heading inland for certain other types of experiences, but I don't think that is what Iceland tourist culture is super known for. So I think the way to do it is in winter, and I think that's why he chose to do it in the climate that we're in. So it's a different take on it. All right, it's cold. This is the canyon. Iceland. This is how I capture my views. As I'm stood on this bridge, some person at the restaurant made a comment to us the other day about the fact that they could hear us coming. And I didn't really understand why they hear us coming down the mountain. And now that I'm standing, I can hear the rovers coming. The sound of the snow tires and just how quiet it is out here, you can really hear cars from miles away. Another observation is the American mind cannot comprehend how long of stretches of road there are here that aren't polluted by signs and random little tchotchke shops and everything. It's just 2 lanes and cars and some posts to let you show where not to ride off the road. That level of simplicity is something that is impossible to find anywhere in the States, pretty much, unless you're way out in the West somewhere. We're in a tunnel that I guess is heading east towards Reykjavik. It's pretty wild. These tunnels are, we went down, we went to the right, and then we went to the left. Now we're going up. We've probably been in here for 5 or 6 kilometers so far. It's just wild. These tunnels, they look fake. It looks like they've coated the rock with some type of like blow-on concrete or something. And there's tons of traffic for some reason today, probably because we're getting closer to a major city. But the infrastructure here is just, it's very nice. It's not dirty, it's clean, it's just, again, just kind of looks like a movie set, which is neat. Till the last night, look at that crystal ice lake. Cindy's never walked on icy water before. I think now's the time. It is pretty pretty. So this is our last Iceland wake up. Got the Ion Hotel behind us. Pretty cool place to stay. But I think I'm over luxury hotels and spending money at this point. It's been a week, it's time to go home. The Defender was a great thing to enjoy while we were here. The landscape, everything was awesome. Big shout out to Justin and Lucky8 for putting together this awesome expedition / adventure. We definitely saw pretty much most of what there is to see on the island. So I've checked that box. It was a good time, but it's time to go home.